Welcome to Scrum Masters Elite_UK. If you enjoy insightful perspectives on rugby and elite level sports, be sure to subscribe and join us on the journey.
There are matches where the final score is nothing more than a number after the referee's whistle. And then there are matches that serve as a comprehensive test of a team's quality, character, and long-term direction. This clash between Ireland and New Zealand clearly belongs to the latter category. After reading through the entire analysis, what impressed me most wasn't the statistics about winning streaks or the world rankings. Instead, it was Gordon Darcy's measured perspective on the contest. He neither exaggerated Ireland's strengths nor overstated New Zealand's dominance. Rather, he emphasized that the greatest value of the match lies in honestly assessing where each team stands once the final whistle has blown. That's a viewpoint I find particularly thought-provoking. Ireland enters the match riding a 6-game winning streak, an achievement that would give any national side a great deal of confidence. However, elite rugby has never been decided solely by momentum. When the opponent is the All Blacks at Eden Park, a venue that New Zealand has turned into an almost impenetrable fortress for decades, previous results become little more than historical reference points. That's why I agree with the view that this represents Ireland's toughest challenge of the season so far.
What caught my attention most was Darcy's analysis of the contrasting playing styles. He argues that Ireland thrives on structure, discipline, and tactical control, while New Zealand excels through speed, fluidity, and an extraordinary ability to move the ball away from the breakdown almost instantly. This is more than just a tactical difference. It reflects two fundamentally different rugby philosophies. One side prioritizes stability and minimizing mistakes, while the other seeks to create relentless pressure through an exceptionally high tempo, forcing opponents into errors. I believe this contrast is precisely what makes the match so compelling. If Ireland can dictate the pace, they will have a genuine opportunity to draw New Zealand into the structured game they prefer. On the other hand, if the All Blacks are able to maintain their trademark attacking tempo, Ireland will spend much of the contest defending while being stretched across the field. Matches like this are rarely decided by a single moment of brilliance. More often, they come down to which team can maintain accuracy and discipline over the full 80 minutes. Another particularly noteworthy point is Dave Rennie's bold decision to hand the number 10 jersey to Ruben Love instead of opting for more experienced playmakers. The move demonstrates that New Zealand has remained true to one of its defining characteristics, a willingness to reward players who are in the best current form. It's certainly a bold decision, but it also reflects a belief that the team is focused on building for the future rather than relying solely on the reputation of established stars.
In my view, decisions like these always inject fresh energy into an entire team. When a young player is entrusted with such responsibility, they usually compete with tremendous determination to prove themselves. If they succeed, they not only strengthen the national team but also help usher in a new cycle of development. If they fall short, the experience still becomes a valuable lesson for future growth. This willingness to embrace change is precisely what has allowed New Zealand to maintain its position among the world's elite for so many years. On the other hand, Ireland is also facing a challenging period of transition. Although they have retained many experienced players from their successful tour of New Zealand in the past, time waits for no one. A long, demanding season combined with a packed schedule inevitably takes a toll on both the physical condition and match sharpness of many players. Their recent victories deserve recognition, but 3 defeats during the season also suggest that Ireland no longer possesses the same level of consistency they displayed when they topped the world rankings. What I appreciate most about this analysis is that it does not attempt to ignore or downplay these challenges. Elite sport is always cyclical, with periods of success and decline. A great team is not one that wins every match, but one that accurately understands the reasons behind every result and continues to improve. If we simply point to Ireland's winning streak and conclude that they are certain to defeat New Zealand, that would be an overly emotional assessment. Likewise, dismissing Ireland's chances solely because Eden Park is an exceptionally difficult venue is equally unbalanced. The truth will always be determined by what happens on the field.
I particularly agree with the view that, after the match, the most important thing is to evaluate the performance based on what actually took place rather than on what supporters hoped would happen. Emotion is an essential part of sport, but when emotions completely overshadow reason, they can easily lead to extreme conclusions. A victory does not mean every problem has been solved, just as a defeat does not mean an entire team has failed. The true value of every match lies in the lessons it leaves behind. From my personal perspective, I believe this match also serves as a benchmark for Ireland's true ambitions. If they can produce a genuinely competitive performance against New Zealand on away soil, it will demonstrate that they remain capable of challenging the strongest teams in the world. Even if the result is disappointing, meaningful progress in tactics, mentality, and adaptability should not be regarded as a complete failure. The greatest disappointment would be if a team failed to express its own identity. As a sports fan, I also find a unique appeal in matches like this. We do not watch merely to find out who wins or loses. We watch to observe how elite teams handle pressure, adapt to difficult circumstances, and respond to major challenges. That is what gives top-level sport its lasting value. From this discussion, I have drawn a very clear lesson for myself. In both life and work, there will always be moments when we face challenges far greater than anything we have previously experienced. Past success may provide confidence, but it never guarantees success in the next challenge. What truly matters is preparing thoroughly, assessing our abilities honestly, respecting our opponents, and remaining adaptable when circumstances change. Only by maintaining a growth mindset and an objective attitude can we continue to develop instead of becoming complacent because of past achievements. For supporters, I believe the most important lesson is to back their team with both confidence and clear judgment. Fans have every right to hope for victory, but they should also be prepared to accept reality if the team falls short of expectations. Offering fair evaluations, recognizing positive aspects, and pointing out weaknesses constructively all contribute to a healthier sporting culture. Sustainable success is not built on praise after every victory, but on the continuous process of learning from both triumphs and setbacks. Finally, the message that resonates with me most throughout the article is this: watch the game with honesty. Do not let expectations distort your view of reality. Whether Ireland pulls off an upset, or New Zealand once again demonstrates its dominance at home, what matters most is the quality of the performance both teams produce. Matches like these help us better appreciate the value of preparation, the spirit of competition, and the relentless pursuit of improvement. That is what gives elite sport its enduring appeal. Every challenge is an opportunity to demonstrate character, and every result becomes the foundation for the next stage of growth.
Thank you for watching Scrum Masters Elite_UK. We look forward to seeing you again for more in-depth rugby analysis. Don't forget to subscribe.